Good day and welcome to SCO BRICS Insight, where we look at what's really going on in the world of the BRICS. Now today I'm going to talk about Russia's economic growth and how its engineering and manufacturing industries have driven that growth in 2024. It's so noticeable that it is industry and not the oil and gas plus services that are contributing to Russia's major economic growth this year. Now, notably, engineering and manufacturing sectors have demonstrated consistent growth, setting new records for 2 consecutive years now. Now, historically, most significant growth has been consistently driven by the oil and gas sector and the increase in production. So the question arises, why has this situation changed so dramatically, and whether these industries will be able to support the economy growth in the new year? Now, according to the Deputy Prime Minister, Denis Manturov, he says that industrial growth has exceeded 4% for the past 11 months and expected to end the year at around 4.1%. Concurrently, the manufacturing sector is expected to expand at least 7% from the year. Now in 2023, industrial growth also reached 3.5%. So this ongoing expansion marks the second consecutive year of robust growth, with the exception of 2021, which was really a recovery year. Now, the manufacturing industry has experienced various periods of growth and decline. Notably, 2009 was a particularly challenging year for both the industry and the economy as a whole, with industrial production in Russia declining by 10% and the Russian GDP that year by 9%, and that was attributed to the global economic crisis. More recently, a decline in industry was observed in 2020. It was down 2.1% due to the impact of the coronavirus pandemic, according to Natalia Mikhailova, who's a leading analyst at the Freedom Finance Global outfit. However, Russian industry has also demonstrated resilience by swiftly recovering from the forced downtime in 2020 and the subsequent crisis in 2022, when it faced up to the significant sanctions. Now, before I continue, I'd like to make an appeal. If you like and enjoy my videos, you can help me fund the channel and my website, SCOBRICSinsight.com, to further develop it. Now, you can do this by making a small donation, which can be done by clicking on the thanks button at the bottom of the video screen. Everybody who donates does get a personal thank you from me, and I'm thanking you all now for watching, because every view is important. Now, historically, the most significant growth periods for Russian industry were in 1999 and 2003, when growth was 9% annually. 2004 was good because it grew by 8% then. But it should be noted that these impressive results in 1999 and 2003 were driven by the robust performance of the extractive industries, particularly the oil and gas sector, which was supported by the high prices, record prices actually, of oil and gas. However, after 2022, a radical shifts occurred, with the engineering and manufacturing sectors emerging as leaders, while the extractive industry are in decline, mainly due to the reduction in oil production as part of the OPEC Plus agreement. Plus, the manufacturing industry has shown robust growth, with annual increases of 7 to 8% over the past 2 years. So what factors have contributed to this significant growth? Well, undoubtedly, the state defence orders have been significant catalysts, as it provided increased budget financing for the manufacturing sector in 2023-2024 compared to the previous year. Plus, import substitution processes is also associated with the growth. National projects that are focused on transport and road infrastructure, railways and development have also contributed. Plus, large-scale construction products invariably generate orders in the metallurgy and the production of building materials, amongst others. And this has a positive effect on the growth of relevant industries and the GDP as a whole. Now, in 2024, the industry achieved significant positive results thanks to the development of the general trend of import substitution by Russian enterprises and the reorientation of their sales markets from selling to Western countries to the Eastern ones, as well as the state support for domestic orders and budget financing. This year the National Welfare Fund has allocated almost 1.3 trillion rubles for budget spending, according to Nikolai Valavov, who's a specialist at the strategic research company of TR. And he said the mechanical engineering, automobile manufacturing, shipbuilding and defence industry enterprises are demonstrating the strongest growth, i.e. those market sectors that are focused on government orders and domestic consumers. I mean, the production of electricity has also demonstrated a modest growth of 4%. However, the extractive sectors actually declined by 0.3%, as obviously the problems of the oil and gas sector are pretty well known, so I don't really have to go into them. Plus, export-orientated companies have encountered significant financial constraints in their foreign trade this year due to the sanctions. Now, in response, Russia's taken steps to legalise its cryptocurrency mining and facilitate its use in external settlements. Now, the head of the Russian Ministry of Finance, Anton Sulyanov, has confirmed that Russian companies have already started using bitcoins and other cryptocurrencies in their international payments following the adoption of the relevant legislative norms in Russia. And he's also highlighted that recent amendments to legislation have enabled Russia to effectively counteract the impact of Western sanctions. I mean, despite the positive developments in the industry, there's still major challenges to be addressed, and that will obviously continue. I mean, Nikolai Valavov highlights a number of challenges, including the reduced free production capacity, which is a point that's emphasised by the Elvira Nubilina, who's the head of the central bank. There's also a shortage of trained personnel and the increased sanctions pressures from Western countries. Obviously, higher interest rates on loans and market factors such as the decisions of OPEC Plus to extend its obligations on more member countries to reduce oil production and a decrease in demand for coal in the countries of the Asia-Pacific region have also had an impact. However, it's unlikely that the same rate of growth will be achieved in 2025. Now, the Ministry of Economic Development of Russia anticipates a deceleration in industrial growth to only 2.5% compared to 2024. That's still a lot more than most Western and G7 countries, but never mind. I mean, there is a potential uptick to 3% by the close of the year, and that would be driven by an increase in energy exports and a revitalisation of domestic consumer demand. But we don't expect the same high growth rates will be maintained because the high bank rate and key interest rates and the shortage of qualified personnel continue to plague Russia. Plus, many sectors of the industry, Russian industry, are still dependent on imports, but only parallel imports now from friendly countries. So in my opinion, the production of computers, electrical equipment will continue to show growth in the domestic market, while industries will be pulled back by the ongoing decline in oil production and possibly in the production of petroleum and chemical products for obvious reasons. Now, I don't expect industrial production growth to accelerate because obviously mining and exports are stagnating due to the external restrictions and subdued external demand. The demand for obviously energy is falling in Europe. I mean, the growth of mechanical engineering, despite the subdued budget, is unlikely to be significant. Investment demand is under pressure because of the high interest rates. And there's no real major sources of financing that could accelerate industrial production in Russia at the moment, so we'll have to see. I mean, there is a trend towards a slowdown in development rates next year, but that's not actually a bad thing. I mean, the manufacturing industry is in a decent position, and other industries are such as the production of computers, electronic and optical products, the production of metal products except for machinery equipment, and the electrical and electrotechnical equipment will continue to grow as Russia develops its import substitution. So good growth in 2025, but not as accelerated as 2024. So that's how Russia did in 2024. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. And if you want to help me, click on the thanks button at the bottom of the screen and make a donation. And I'll see you all again soon. Thank you.